Hi, Ray. Welcome to the call today. How are you doing?
Great, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. I don't know, should I call you Ray or Adewalo or, I see you have a new Nigerian name.
Yeah, I have two. I have a Yoruba name and I have a Igbo name, and that goes with my Rwandan name, Mutabozi. So I've got three African names right now. Waiting for my Kenyan name, bro. Who's gonna be the one to give it to me first?
Yeah, we are definitely going to give you a name at the end of this interview. Thank you for joining us for this call today. So maybe, Ray, I'd just like to get started with your recent trip to Africa. You were here back in 2019, obviously with the campus tour. It was quite exciting, and we saw what that campus tour achieved. And I know you recently also made a trip to Nigeria and also to Kenya. Maybe you can give us an overview of how the recent trips to Africa were.
Well, they were pretty awesome, as always. Especially awesome because we opened up a school in Nigeria and in Kenya on these last two trips, and that's all a heartwarming thing. I nearly cried both times, but I held in the tears. CEOs have to be tough. Whenever I come to Nigeria, and Kenya, anywhere in Africa, actually, I'm always enthralled and amazed, and I've had a great time. Amazing business to be done. There's a lot more excitement, a lot more openness now, including amongst not just the banks, big telcos, even the regulators. The Vice President of Nigeria, they all want to talk. The banks are saying, wait a minute, we have to move on this right now. We can't just keep suspending people's accounts and keeping them off our network. Otherwise, we're not going to have anyone using our networks, right? So the tide is turning, guys. I think, in fact, it's officially turned. Everyone understands that this is the future, and they have to just figure out the best way to enter right now. And there's a lot of factors at play. There's saving face, there's the right partners, and there's just the right entry points. Like, where is it going to be on remittance? Is it going to be on payments? They of course want to keep as much control as possible. But one of the best things about all this is that they're starting to see that it's not really a game of control anymore. It's just a game of value creation, right? If you allow money to flow, everyone gets richer. Every African country gets richer, and they will get richer as well. And ultimately, that's what we're fighting for here, is to show everyone the win-win of all of this. So things are going very well, guys. I'm very, very optimistic for the future.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I know you've always been passionate about Africa, and I think a lot of us Africans obviously can see that through. Speaking about Nigeria, you recently visited Nigeria, and we've seen you really talk about Nigeria on your tweets. Maybe you can tell us what really fascinates you about Nigeria.
Well, it's the hustle and the problems. Nigerians, I think, out of all the African countries, except maybe the Francophone-speaking countries, they have tremendous amount of problems. And that's because they're under a tremendous amount of pressure. Being the biggest economy in Africa, they're under a lot of pressure from the outside. Central bankers, etc., want to keep that country down, want to keep its people under control. They put tremendous pressure on their leadership to inflate their currency, weaken your currency, or else leadership doesn't want to do that, which is causing all kinds of friction and drama. Whenever that happens, it's always the people that suffer, whether it's Nigeria, Kenya, Rwanda, any country in the world. But the African youth, the Nigerian youth in particular, they're just sick of it. Enough is enough. They have taken it upon themselves with extreme gusto to build this, what really is an alternative financial network that they have built with their own hands, through sheer hustle, grit, and determination, even as their own government tries to throw them in jail. The SARS movement is an example of that. And they've actually done it, such that the government had to actually institute draconian means to stop all that, but they failed. Right? That's absolutely amazing to me. And there's no country in the world that's ever done that, where the youth have created their own financial network, even while the government's trying to put them in jail, and they haven't slowed down. After the CBN ban, the youth moved our volumes up by 20% because they just would not be stopped. To me, it's honestly the most amazing financial news of the past, at least the past 70 years, right? The world's never seen anything like it. And now with El Salvador coming into the picture, and the regulators in Nigeria are really opening up to things, I think we have the potential to create the world's first African crypto economy. I don't think Nigeria will be first because there's a lot of moving parts there, there's a lot of complexity, but it could be a smaller country. We're talking several heads of state right now. Kenya is also another very interesting example because Kenya, see, the only difference between Nigeria and Kenya is Kenya has hustlers, has extreme hustlers. I met a lot on my last trip and I'm always impressed. The thing is that in Kenya, it's easier to actually send money out of the country. The leadership is better, right? And the Kenyan people are very spiritually aware of what's going on. But the only other problem is that there's not enough Bitcoin in Kenya. There's way more Bitcoin in Nigeria than there is in Kenya. And that's because in Nigeria, we managed to get a lot of Bitcoin to the country through gift cards and all this Nigerian hustle on this corridor we created between Nigeria and China. We need a different solution for Kenya. We're working on that now, but there's tremendous demand for Bitcoin. But basically that's it. You know, it's the amount of restrictions in place, the quality or unquality of the leadership, and all the external pressures from the outside. You know, Kenya also has its external pressures from the outside. You guys are constantly being attacked in many ways, but thankfully the Kenyan shilling is holding strong. That's not the case in Nigeria. The Nigerian naira is under extreme attack. It's already lost 40% this year. So all those pressures that Nigeria is under is really what forces the situation. I hope Kenya won't be under those same pressures, but let's face it, you know, these currency wars are not slowing down. You know, and as more of the youth of Africa begin to figure out that they have options, the bad guy is going to put more and more pressure. So it's up to us working together to prepare the people of Kenya for that eventuality.
Definitely, I have to agree with you there. Yeah, I mean, for example, in Kenya, you know, growth. I mean, adoption is just happening with each passing month and each passing year. And you know, talking about Nigeria, Kenya, I know these are some of the largest markets for Paxful, South Africa and Ghana. Maybe do you mind sharing with us how the numbers look like so far, say in 2021, and the growth, you know, stats and trajectories? How does it look like?
Well, in Kenya, I think we've seen anywhere from 80 to 120% growth this year. Ghana is a similar story. You know, new corridors like Cameroon are opening up. The Nigerian volume went up by 20%, but the amount of users has not gone up according to the same levels of Kenya, Ghana, South Africa, etc. But we're working on that. It's about education. So all across the board in Africa, we're seeing growth at minimum 40% and maximum over 120%.
Let's talk about your trip to, you know, South America, El Salvador. I mean, you are at the Bitcoin Miami conference. We saw you there, all charged up, had a lot of energy. Maybe can you give us an idea of how that was, the conference, and also your visit to El Salvador in South America, and really also what's the difference between, you know, South America and Africa in terms of adoption and what's happening around the crypto space?
Well, Bitcoin 2021 in Miami was awesome. It was full of Bitcoin real true believers, and a lot of amazing things happened. A lot of really great connections happened. It's one of my favorite conferences. It felt more like an old family reunion, actually. There weren't all these ITO scammers like you saw a lot of conferences, thankfully. And I managed to get the message across. You know, I got on stage twice, and I was on stage with a panel. And I kind of hijacked it to give love to the people of Africa and just, you know, just alert people to what's happening, and also to clear up any of the lies and bad propaganda that Africans have been under. This whole thing of Africans being perceived as scammers is something that I find just disgusting. And one of my life's missions is to fix that. So I took the opportunity to tell them, hey guys, Africans are not scammers. They're the ones getting scammed. You know, they've been the victims of all of this speculative nonsense and outright crime that has happened, like OneCoin, all these MLM scams. It's always Africans that suffer first. They're the ones getting robbed over here. So like, it's our responsibility to protect the space from the bad guys, because look at what the African people have done. Even with all these scams flying around, them getting hurt, people losing their life savings, so much pain, they have still taken to Bitcoin adoption, and they are leading the entire world right now. Despite all that, they still believe, and they have fought sheer grit, determination, and hustle to show us that Bitcoin is actually good for it. That's beautiful. How can you not respect that? If you, you can put in 100% in Europe and get a 1% return. You put in a 1% of effort into Africa and you'll get a 10,000% return in just the sheer energy that these amazing people will put out. So that was just my call to the world. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a philanthropist, a business person, whatever you are into, keep all eyes on Africa right now. If you missed Bitcoin in 2008, do not miss Africa in 2021. The returns will shake up the world. So besides the conference, El Salvador, I heard about El Salvador there, and I was supposed to go to London to meet my family and to heal up from 6 months of nonstop traveling. But I said, hey, I got to get down there. I got to see what's going on. So I got down there. I joined the official Bitcoin delegation. They were with the government, but I always spent a few hours with them. The next 2 days, I just skipped out on all the government called meetings and all that. President, just that. I was more interested in meeting the people. And I went down to El Zonte, which is this little beach town of 1,000 people. And I met the people there that created Bitcoin Beach, right? And it's amazing what they've done. And there's no secret to what happened there. It was just 3 years of constant ground hustle, of real community building. And that's how they managed to get this little community to accept Bitcoin, because they understood it and they trusted it. Because the people that were introducing it to them were one of them, right? And there's no replacement for that. There's no fancy marketing campaigns or slogans you can put out. Real human empathy always wins the day. So we want El Salvador to be a great success, and we're investing in El Salvador. We've had quite a few meetings already with heads of government, banks, telcos, everyone. Because when El Salvador, this experiment is proven a success, it's going to make it a lot easier for African city-states, nation-states to come along. And that's going to be absolutely world transforming. Can you imagine, the domino effect that happens when one African state accepts Bitcoin, legalizes it? Imagine if Francophone Africa came through it. And that's the key, really. Like, it all has to kind of happen around the same time, because that way no one country can be the target, Otherwise they'll just assassinate their leaders, right? Like, African leaders get assassinated like rain falls from the sky, right? Like, they really have to be careful. So this is the dream here, that experiment is a success. And then we bring on Africa en masse onto Bitcoin. The options will be there for everyone. And then I'm confident the youth of all these African nations can just drive it forward, because, peer-to-peer is the way, because it diffuses risk. It's very easy for them to chop the head off any one African leader, but they can't stop an army of mosquitoes, right? And that is our hope. That's our power.
Just taking you back to El Salvador in South America, do you see similarities with Africa? Do you see that happening? When you look at, for example, Bitcoin Beach, they've been able to do. Can that happen in Africa?
Absolutely. Absolutely, it will happen. We're already speaking with the leadership of one African state, and there's a very nice city there. It's a city of quite a big population, actually, but it's a tech city, and they're very interested in doing this. We can start with one city, which would be about, 50 times bigger than El Zonte, Bitcoin Beach, and the hustle there is extreme, right? So this will happen. Africa will take this, and in typical African fashion, they'll probably move it forward 10 times faster than anywhere else in the world. So I think we'll be quite shocked, and I think Africa will take the lead there as well, because El Salvador is very lucky because they have such a great leader. He's a very young, progressive president, really cares about the people. He's not corrupt. He's been fighting against corruption, and the people love him. Unfortunately, Africans currently, besides Paul Kagame, who's a great leader in Rwanda, I'm not aware of any other African leaders of that profile. But once the youth have more power, once the people have more power, but have more control over their money, they're going to have a lot more power to bring in the leaders that they want. And once Bitcoin is in those places, there's going to be options for these leaders as well. They won't have to be subservient to the European powers, because their bank account won't be in Paris or London anymore, right? It'll be in Bitcoin. That changes the game a lot.
True. I mean, we can't wait to see a Bitcoin beach in Africa. Definitely, that's something to look forward to. Now, you recently were in Kenya. You did come to check out some projects as well here. I know you are very passionate with giving back. Maybe you can tell us a bit about that. What has Paxful been able to do so far in giving back with your Built with Bitcoin initiative?
Well, we've built 4 schools and wells to go along with them. We just built a school in Nigeria. I just opened up a school in Kenya, in Machakos County. It's awesome. I just came back. The name of the place is Mati in Machakos County. It's, I think, right in the middle of Machakos. I got an awesome reception from the people there. The schools are beautiful. We also announced that we're going to be opening up a primary school to complement secondary school. And that's the thing. We don't just build a school and leave. We're constantly upgrading the schools. We're paying all their expenses. We're educating their teachers. We're always upgrading it. Whether it's adding more schools for older children, adding a tech lab, that'll be the next thing we add in Kenya, wells, etc. To us, it's an ongoing community building project, right? So for me, that's my joy of the whole thing. I get to actually, it's kind of like, playing SimCity here, except you're actually building up real structures, right? You're getting some damn good karma in return forever.
Thanks for that passion that you always bring. I mean, yeah, it's always appreciated, definitely. Now, talking about Paxful in the future, I know you have big plans for the continent. Maybe you can just give us a glimpse into what we can expect of Paxful, in the next 5, 10, or even 20 years. I know you do have, long-term plans for Africa. Maybe you mind giving us a glimpse into those?
Sure. So it's all about talent. Everything moves with talent, right? Especially in a business that moves as fast as this. So we need the best in Africa, and there's a lot of talent to go around. So this is my official shoot the flare into the sky, guys. We need some, Paxful needs you, Africa needs you. So we're going to be supporting the talent of Africa through several initiatives. First, education, right? All this amazing talent that is graduating from college, looking for what they're going to do with their lives. We want to teach them about Bitcoin, about peer-to-peer, about Paxful, and all the opportunities available to them. That's important. That is the foundation. For all the amazing programmers, developers, and builders in Africa that have been working for a while, wondering what their next project is going to be, wondering what problem they need to solve, Paxful is turning into a platform that anyone can build on. People have been building very successful applications on top of Paxful. Our wallet and marketplace are just one example of that. We're going to be incubating, acquiring, helping, nurturing these teams. So any great team out there, if you've got a game, even if you're just one person, if you're two, you've already got the chemistry, and you're looking for a way to add to the collective good, come to us. We will help you. We will finance you. We will support you. We will give you an awesome problem to solve. I promise you'll be challenged. So those two things, education, incubation, are huge for us. We're opening up educational incubation offices in all the major cities. We opened up one in Abuja. Lagos is next. We're opening up one in Kenya right now as well, and we're looking for real partners to help us bring that to life. We were actually supposed to have one in Johannesburg last year, but COVID put a serious halt to that. But we'll be bringing all that back this year as restrictions, get pushed back and there's more freedom of movement. So look for Paxful offices, Bitcoin centers in every major African city, education, incubation, a home for innovation and financial liberation. That's what we're building.
All right, big plans for Paxful there, definitely. So Ray, maybe last words or advice to entrepreneurs on the continent?
Buy some Bitcoin. Now is a good time to buy Bitcoin. Teach yourself about the industry, not just about how Bitcoin works, but about all the amazing opportunities available in the space. Start networking with the Bitcoin people in Africa. I promise you, it'll be the best move you could possibly make. I met my co-founder at my very first Bitcoin meetup, and that's why I'm here. And the same thing will happen for you as well. So don't be afraid to get out there and start networking. Forget Zoom, right? Meet people in person. That's how amazing things happen. Once you start making these connections, we're really going to be impressed. Once you see the people in the space that really believe in Bitcoin, that really understand it, you're going to be, you're going to be seduced to the light side, right? And if anyone comes to you and they're like, hey, invest in my coin or this, just ignore them. Stick to Bitcoin. Stick to the basics. Don't try to get rich quick here. Whatever you're going to do here is going to take at least 5 years, but I promise you, your life will be radically different for the better. after those 5 years. So minimum time horizon, 5 years. Remember, I was homeless in New York 7 years ago. Here I am, right? So Bitcoin will change your life for the best in ways you can't imagine. You just have to give it some time, and do not fixate on the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not about the price. It's not another speculative asset for rich kids to play with. It's created as a means of exchange. Learn about peer-to-peer and marketplaces like Paxful. Explore the amazing arbitrage opportunities. Find a problem and solve it. Straight entrepreneurial journey. Focus on the basics like that. Bring in really good people, people that you trust. Trust is most important in the money business. And just build out from there. And I promise you, your life will be absolutely stellar. It will be beautiful. Give it 5 years, everything will change.
Thank you for those wise words. So when can we expect you back in Kenya so that we can actually give you a Kenyan name now?
I'm thinking, I think mid-August, maybe the second week of August, I'll be in Kenya, and I'll bring my family this time too. We want to explore the beauties of Kenya, see the great migration, go on safari. I want to meet the people and officially open up our office there. We have some amazing people on the ground there. So if there's any awesome talent out there, I'm sure there is, you're all listening. If you want to change the world, you're looking for a team that actually cares and is focused on the right things, that leads with love and empathy, and real hunger for doing good business, which is a beautiful thing. We're the guys to talk to. We're the guys that you can work with. And together we'll do something far greater than any one of us alone could even dream of.
Thank you for talking to us, Ray. It was nice hearing back from you. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Looking forward to having a drink, some dawa next time.
All right. And then we will give you an actually a Kenyan name for sure. So
I'm waiting, bro.